How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm having a good day. It's more or less of a lazy kickback day for me here in Southern California. Coming from my room, of course. Finally back, to do another video. And you guys should kind of know what I want to talk about today. Or if you guys don't have an idea of what I want to talk about, it's relating to the NFL. And yes, it has to do with that cornerback, wide receiver, duel yesterday that we saw in the Panthers Giants game. I think you guys get the hint now. It's about Josh Norman and Odell Beckham Jr. going at it on the field yesterday. It was chippy. It was nasty. It was very physical. It was a physical battle, of course. Something that I anticipated, and I think pretty much everybody else anticipated who follows football, follows the NFL. Well, today, Odell Beckham was suspended a game. And he was suspended for his actions in Sunday's game against cornerback Josh Norman of the Carolina Panthers, in which he drew 3 personal fouls for his physical, unnecessary roughness. It was pretty violent out there. That hit resulted in a suspension. And for a minute there, I disagreed with it because I was blaming the officials. It's the officials' fault for not ejecting Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham should have been ejected from that game. And because of the officials' inaction, now he's suspended. Because of their inaction to eject him from the game, the NFL felt, since the officials made a mistake, that they had to get this one right by suspending Odell Beckham. And that's what they did. They suspended him. He had Josh Norman on the radio this morning with Mike and Mike, and he was using a Batman metaphor to describe Odell Beckham, saying he's not Joker, he's Harvey Dent, who was Two-Face in Batman, of course. And we all know how Josh Norman is very creative. He likes to use superheroes and different characters. That's the kind of guy he is. He's a very fun-loving individual, but he's also a trash talker, and he has a tendency to pout and whine about opposing receivers, just like he's doing now. He's been talking and running his mouth, flapping his gums. He told a reporter that, and I could cuss on here because, most of you guys are adults, and most people that watch my videos, know how I am. I don't swear too much, but I'm going to say what Josh Norman said. He said about Odell Beckham, fuck him. He's a bitch. He straight out told the reporter this. Now, Josh Norman is not an angel himself. Okay, so let's not put all the blame on one person, because to every story there are 2 sides to every story. Okay, so let's not make Odell Beckham look like he's the only bad guy here. Now, I'm not condoning Odell Beckham's behavior. What I'm saying is that Josh Norman was just as bad. He was an instigator. He reminds you of that kid who's the teacher's pet, who during recess yanks on the teacher's skirt and rats out everybody. He's a snitch. He tells on everybody. That's Josh Norman. He's whining to everybody about how Odell Beckham is, and he doesn't want anybody else to see that he's sneaky and conniving, because in that game, he got away with the face mask several times, and no penalty flag was thrown. He was the one antagonizing Odell Beckham before the game. During pregame warm-ups, he was out on the field antagonizing him And it got the best of Odell Beckham, and he lost his cool because of it. And because he was upset, lost his cool, and we all know how Josh Norman could get inside people's heads. And because Josh Norman got inside the dude's head, it upset Odell Beckham so much to the point that he lost his temper and put that big hit on Josh Norman. The hit that resulted in suspension, that led to the suspension. Today, Josh Norman is somewhere probably laughing because, as we all know, he's victorious. He's victorious, but both of them were wrong in a sense. They both were deplorable. They both. I don't condone either one's behavior, and they are both guilty in a sense because both of them were going at it as we all expected again. Because everybody just waited for this premier matchup. And I think we got a good dose of it. And then we got a little too much. Because things got chippy and things got very violent in that game. And today, Odell Beckham is lucky that he did not knock out Josh Norman. It wasn't inadvertent. And it was intentional. It was to knock him out. But he are to be thankful, Odell Beckham, today, that he did not knock that dude out. Because had he knocked that dude out, he would have been America's public enemy #1 today. And there would have been talks that Odell Beckham's career was over. Because we already have the controversy about concussions. We hear about it all the time. And the league is trying to, come up with ideas to avoid concussions, and they're trying to come up with a policy and how to make the game safe, with all these concussion controversies and with all these retiring players having head trauma late after retirement. So a lot of that has to factor in here. So that also is probably another reason why Odell Beckham got suspended. No doubt, no question about it. But my point here is that Josh Norman is just as bad. Josh Norman instigated all this. He probably initiated it. He say he's not a talker, but come on, man. We don't know we're not out on the field to hear everything. We don't know what exactly is going on out there. We don't know what's said between these guys. We don't know what kind of words they're exchanging and what they're saying about people and how personal these conversations are. We don't know because we're not on the field with them. So who knows what pissed off Odell Beckham to the point that he had to put that hard hit on him. Helmet to helmet. That could have really injured and could have ended his season, if not his career. It could have ended Josh Norman's season, if not career. But Josh Norman is talking too much, and he's just as bad. Again, I'm going to say it. He's just as bad. If you want to go after Odell Beckham, then go after Josh Norman too. See you guys in my next video. I'm out.